man, turn the fan off just to record for a few minutes, even though this has been like 7 takes. It's a sauna in my living room right now. It's hot outside and I don't have air conditioning. That happens, I guess, right? So this generation, new consoles, we found out a couple years ago now, the new consoles that were coming out, and people have had their hands on them for a while now. So this generation, I'm gonna tell you why I went with the Xbox Series S this generation instead of sticking with PlayStation, which is the console that I've been with for years now. I've been a PlayStation guy for a long time, so why did I switch? Well, wouldn't you like to know? So there are 5 main reasons why I switched this generation. The first one being price. This thing comes in $300 compared to all the other ones. $500 for the Series X and the PlayStation 5 USD. In Canada, this was $380. Those are closer to $650, $700. So there is a big price difference between the two. Yes, there are caveats. This doesn't have a disk drive, has a lot less storage in it, so it doesn't put out 4K. In certain cases it upscales, but it's still not to the same degree of quality, and I get that. There's gonna be a difference in quality with a difference in price. That's just a given. But the price, it's so much cheaper. It's $200 cheaper. You're saving $200, which could get you, especially with games on sale all the time. You could, well, even with Game Pass as well. You save a lot of money for other things. Second reason why I got this console was availability. Now, with the supply chain issues, the chip shortages, you can't just stroll in to a Best Buy and ask for a PlayStation 5. It's nearly impossible to do that at this point. You cannot find PlayStation 5s, Xbox Series X's anywhere. It takes months for them to restock even. Whereas this, I went to Best Buy and I went to GameStop. I bought this from GameStop brand new, and they had a lot in stock. Like, I think Best Buy, I could actually physically see what was on the shelf and the stock they had, and they had like 10. And one dude, I just saw one dude like walk out with one. So it's like, oh, you guys have plenty. And in the back, I'm sure they have a lot more. But these things are available. You can stroll into a GameStop or a Best Buy right now and go grab one, most likely where you live. So that's a big factor. If you can pick up the console, that's a pretty good selling factor, right? Because everything else not being restocked. The third reason I picked up this console, and this wasn't really a big determining factor, but it did happen to be a nice to have once I got it, and while I was like sort of researching before I sort of put down the cash for it. This is very small. This is a very small console. I can pick this up, wield this around very confidently in one hand. Have you seen the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X? Those things are huge. This is a Nintendo Switch I have here. You put this up against it. This thing is only a little bit bigger than the Switch, and the Switch is a handheld device. So this thing is like a mini console or a mini PC almost, right? Form factor, really cool. It's so powerful in such a small body. It's so nice to be able to have that. Third reason why I got the Xbox, and this is more of like I switched from PlayStation to Xbox this generation. The other stuff is more why I got this specific console out of everything. This is more PlayStation to Xbox switch. Games, old games, like ones I grew up playing and I loved, you can buy them and download them. So Xbox games, Xbox 360 games, Xbox One games, you can buy and download all of them that are now like backwards compatible. And obviously not every single game is backwards compatible. You can't get every single game that was ever on the 360, for example, on here, but a lot of them you can. So say for example, Skate 3, you can't get that anywhere but on an Xbox right now. Like you can't even get it on Steam or anything. I can't get it on a PlayStation. But on this, I can not only have it on my console to be able to play, but I can buy it, I can download it. The equivalent on PlayStation right now, they have the new subscription service with PlayStation Plus. It's like PlayStation Plus Essentials, Extra, and Premium. Now, to play any backwards compatible games, you have to pay a butt ton of money every month. I think it's like, at least Canadian, it's like 20 bucks a month. I think it's like 16 to 17 a month in the States. You have to buy the top tier subscription to be able to play any backwards compatible games. And on top of that, you can't download any of them. You have to stream them all. And if you have a bad internet connection, then you can throw that out the window, because like, how are you supposed to play a game, stream a whole game if you have terrible internet? So if this system of Xbox having these games on the store like it's a brand new game to just buy, most of them are cheap as well, like $5, to be able to have them and download them and just be done with that, it's such a nice thing for everybody who can't afford another subscription service out of the 50 that are there. You know, you don't have to get Game Pass to be able to have that, which is nice. Now, the fifth reason why I got this console, nostalgia. I haven't had an Xbox in many years. Again, I've been on PlayStation for a long time, and this generation, I just thought, you know, Xbox has the budget-friendly model, essentially. They have the model that a lot of people will afford, especially comparing it to the people that can afford a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. And the fact that I can, like, it's affordable, it's like, this is the only one that's available right now. I haven't had an Xbox in ages. I grew up on an Xbox. It's so nostalgic to be able to switch and just to be like, maybe I might switch for a bit, see what it's like again. And I've been loving it. And this is more of a personal thing, not so much of a thing of everybody. Why did you... Screensavers. This is more of a personal thing. It's not like a thing everybody like even considers to be important. But for me, if you like nostalgia, like being able to have your old games that you had on those older consoles, like being able to own them, download them, or you haven't been on an Xbox in a while and you don't have a lot of cash, but you want a next-gen console to play a number of games just being released for newer consoles. If you want to go digital as well, I mean, this thing won't set you back anywhere near as much as the other consoles. $300 is a decent amount of money, especially in this day and age. This is a highly recommended thing for me. I still play my PlayStation. I will say that. I love my PlayStation. I love the exclusives. You will not take my PlayStation away from me. But as a next gen, when you can't get anything else, and even when you can, if you have a budget, but you know, you want something small and something that will give you a bunch of power, this thing will do it. This is going to be my next gen console and my gaming machine for a few years at least. So those are the reasons why I switched, and I didn't get a PlayStation 5. I switched from PlayStation to Xbox this round. So thanks for watching up to this point in the video. I love this machine. It's been serving me very well, and especially with like quick resume with the new thing on Xbox, it's really handy. I can just flip from game to game, just come back to the game I was just playing very quickly. So that's a nice thing to have, a nice to have, not a need, but it definitely does make things more streamlined and enjoyable. But if you're new to the channel, if you haven't been here before, which, I mean, I can't blame you if you haven't, because I mean, tell me what this channel is. Like, if you look on the channel page and look through all the stuff, what is this? This type of thing I find enjoyable. Photography, creative stuff, gaming, stuff like that. I know they're very sort of, oh, that's interesting how you're grouping all those things together. But if you like that sort of thing, like, feel free to stick around and subscribe, or have a look at the rest of the channel if you like, and stay tuned for more videos, because I am trying to do more when I have the time. So yeah, but thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you to make a decision whether you should get this console or not, or if you're just watching this because you're about to get one and you just want to watch videos on it. Sweet, man, like, good for you. Hope you enjoy it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I don't know how to end a video, so I'm just gonna hold this up and I'm just gonna fade out like this.